Welcome back to episode 2. I just got back from the season opener for the Houston Dynamo. Uh, and I just want to go over some quick post-match thoughts. It was a 2-1 win over Chicago Fire. Guilherme got a goal. It was the second goal for Houston. So his signing has been great for us so far. He had a hat trick last week, getting the preseason match against the New York Red Bulls. Just some thoughts. Team looks a lot better. I was at that preseason match last week, and I definitely noticed a lot of improvement. That back line needs work. We knew this. I would say also this is Ben Olsen. If you don't win something this season, I think it's time to have a conversation. The sentiment around Ben Olsen has been interesting, but I think that it really is the breaking point. We have so much talent this year, so much potential this year that if we don't win anything, right? If we don't win a playoff round, I think with this squad, the expectation I think it rightfully is the playoffs. Make the playoffs. So I think if he doesn't do that, then it definitely might be time for him to leave. But if he does that, if we don't win in the first round, there's a conversation to be had. Team looks a lot better. Defense definitely needs some work. Going through the game. Start the game. We go down by 1 in the 31st minute. We give a bad goal, and it was the result of how we played that whole first half. For the good first 40 minutes, we were playing some sleazy football. It seemed to me that they couldn't control the ball. They'd get a good touch every now and again, but they didn't really get a shot off for the first half. No shots on target till deep in the second half, actually. But so yeah, that's how the game started. It was Dynamo couldn't hold on to the ball. Chicago, I think, was at 100 passes by the time we hit 30. Like, that's how bad it was. Houston couldn't get the ball. We couldn't control the ball. That was ultimately what led to that goal. Around the 40 minutes mark, we start walking in, get a little bit of offense going. 2 minutes stoppage time added. Ref blows the whistle. Halftime, Dynamo down by 1. Second half starts, and immediately what we see is a big improvement, a shift in the dynamic of the game. Houston starts playing offense, right? We start with the ball at the half, and immediately there's a sense of control. And I don't know what Ben Olsen said in that locker room, but it worked. So the team saw like what was going wrong. I can't talk today. They saw what was going wrong, and they addressed it. They're like, "Oh, what's wrong? We're playing no defense. We aren't controlling the ball." So they came out here and we controlled the ball better in the second half. And really, like that's how you win games. If you can control the ball, you can win a game in football. That's it. Or in soccer. I made a whole video about it being soccer and not football, but here we are. FC. Anyways. So, yeah, 67th minute. Guilherme strike. It wasn't him. Yahoo hasn't met him. It was some guy I hadn't heard of. I forgot who it was. I believe number 20 for the Dynamo. Equalized it at 1, and then in the 80-something minute. 83rd minute, I want to say, is when Guilherme puts one in net, puts us up 2-1. So yeah, those are my main thoughts. This is Olsen's, like, last season. If he doesn't do anything, we might have to book him. Alright. Dynamo got off to a rough start, playing poor defense. That's still something that needs to be addressed through that back line. I was no Dorsey lover. I didn't think Griffin Dorsey was very good at soccer. I really don't. Sure, he's a good culture guy. He was not good at the game of football, dude. He kind of sucked. But we didn't have a replacement for him, and I guess that's what I dislike most about that decision. We didn't have a guy to replace him on that back line. But once we find a true replacement, we'll be so much better. But yeah, that back line needs to be worked on. Work on defense, ball control. If we can control the ball like we did in the second half, we didn't give up very many touches in the second half. If you can control the ball like that the whole game, the Dynamo are going to have a great season. The first real test of the year comes next weekend. Next Saturday versus LA, who just beat the reigning MLS champions and Lionel Messi's own Inter Miami 3-0 in the LA Coliseum. So that's the real test for the Dynamo. If you can play with enough grit and come out of there with a point at home, that's the real test. I understand the loss. I just want it within a goal or two. Right now, LA's favored by half a goal. So LA's favored by 1. If we can keep it within 1, I'm perfectly happy. Within 2, depending on how we play, I might be okay with it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Big game next week. Yeah, big matchup against LAFC. But Dynamo look good this year, and I think they can shock a lot of people. I think they're a quality club, and I think it's that simple. What the Dynamo have done this offseason is so unexpected for me, because this organization is not very well known for their good moves in recent years. But obviously Hector Herrera back is great. He didn't play today, but that's great. Guilherme has been an amazing signing so far. I'm excited to see what he has what he can bring to this club for years. I hope he can start keeping guys around for years. And so yeah, I'll be probably following the Dynamo all season. I might get an Apple TV subscription. I haven't decided yet. I'll be following along. I'm going to try to watch as much of Dynamo games as I can. Try to get out to a few more matches. I'm always in the supporter section. Always in Hustletown, Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye now.